Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead reading. This is the week commencing the 29th of September, and we're going to start with the daily crystal oracle cards. What two messages are here, please and thank you, for next week for Sagittarius? Thank you. Oh, we've got two out. Oh, we've got three. Wow. We've got Amazonite, and the message of this crystal is loosen your grip. What a beautiful, that's such a beautiful crystal. And then we have agate, get back into balance. I have agate. In fact, it's on my kitchen window. It's so beautiful. And then lapis lazuli, make a decision. It's kind of like by making a decision, it will actually balance things up. What are you, is there something you're umming and ahhing about at the moment, Sagittarius? Loosen your grip. I kind of take that to say, are you a person that, you have to do everything? And then, and typically, and I do the same, I sit back and go, oh, great, so I'm doing everything, but I won't allow anybody else to do it. It's not I won't allow, but I kind of get that vibe. It's like if somebody does, I'm going to be really basic here. I'm going to talk about cleaning in the house. And I'm like, oh, I'm the only one does the cleaning. And then somebody else does it. And I'm like, well, hello, well, you didn't do it. Like, that's not cleaning. And I feel like for you, Sagittarius, you're a bit like myself, probably your own worst enemy when it comes to things like that. Anyway, interesting to kick that off. Right, tarot. Let's see. Messages from the tarot, please and thank you. So, dear spirit guides and angels, please join me in this reading for Sagittarius and make it helpful, hopeful and healing. And it looks like we have the focus out. Just quickly, I do wonder, do you have an opinion on the tarot cards that I use? But I'm very aware that I use the same cards every week because they're my go-to. Does it make a difference to you guys, or are you just happy with what you get? Or would you like to see different tarot cards? Just asking. Anyway, focus. Okay, Tower. Big change. Opportunity. Three of Swords. This is dramatic, Sagittarius. Let's have a look. And what's the challenge, please and thank you, for Sagittarius? I mean, they came out so quickly, didn't they? What's the challenge for Sagittarius? Ace of Cups. Okay. What's bubbling under the surface for you? What's in your subconscious? Or maybe you're sticking your head in the sand about? Knight of Swords. And then final advice and outcome. Please and thank you for Sagittarius. Ace of Pentacles. I like that. It's like we've gone a full circle here. So the Tower, yes, it is big change. It's chaos. It's the rug being pulled from under your feet. But they want you to focus on it. They want you to focus on changing something and for the better. Maybe, with the get back into balance and making a decision is what this is all about. Something that you've not been, that's been on the horizon that hasn't been addressed, maybe. Now, the Three of Swords is your opportunity. And for me, it's like the opportunity to heal from something, to get it out in the open, maybe. Maybe if there is making a decision, it could be to do with a relationship or a friendship or some matter of the heart that will actually make it better. Ace of Cups is your challenge. Now, that would be a challenge if you're not afraid but reluctant to do the Three of Swords energy, because the Ace of Cups is about starting a relationship again, or getting a new relationship, or refreshing a relationship. But it's a challenge for you at the moment, and I don't know if that's the decision that needs to be made. It's also about finding things that you really love, things that really tick your heart chakra. And as a challenge, it's... oh, here comes Bella from her walk. I am just going to pre-warn you. So Ace of Cups as a challenge, it can also mean that, I don't know, maybe you're just a bit like, I don't know what I do want at the moment, a bit up and down with it. Knight of Swords is what's in your subconscious. So subconsciously bubbling under the surface, it's like you just want to get on with it, because the Knight of Swords is like, as soon as you might be umming and ahhing over something, but as soon as that decision's made, that's it, you're off. It's like 100 miles an hour. I now know what I want. I'm going to put it into place. But that's bubbling under the surface for you. So it's almost like you are subconsciously making these plans already. Maybe that's why comes Bella to say hello to Sagittarius. Maybe that's why you've got the Tower. And there she goes. She's just come back from her walk, so she's just saying hello. Ace of Pentacles is your advice and outcome, and this is about new offerings, financial offerings too. So whatever this is, I do believe will give you a new perspective on something that can be changed financially. Interesting. Let's see. We're going to clarify with the Radiant Rider Waite. So what's the change? What's the focus of the change? Why do we have the Tower? Please and thank you for Sagittarius. Here she comes again. Why do we have the Tower? Please and thank you for Sagittarius. That's clarified by the Eight of Swords. That's nice, because this change is actually releasing some kind of feeling of entrapment, because that's what the Eight of Swords is about. And the Eight of Swords is also, for me, it's about, you know, you're putting hurdles in the place of things. If there is some big change on the horizon, you know, and you're typically sitting there thinking, oh no, but I can't do that because, oh no. And then it's like you're creating these hurdles perhaps in your mind that aren't really there, that you can overcome. And that's your focus for next week. It's kind of like it's coming out. It's allowing you to feel a bit more with your mind, a bit freer in your mind. And I like that. I really like that. Now, the Three of Swords is your opportunity. That's clarified by the Seven of Wands. I just think you're saying it as it is next week, Sagittarius. And it's for the better. It's for the better, for healing from whatever the upset has been, because the Seven of Wands, you can see he's standing his ground. You know, he's actually, you know, he's not putting up with any negative Nellies around him. He's actually fighting them off, in my opinion, and he's ready for anything. It's like now's the time, Sagittarius. It just feels right for you to, yeah, sort out that Three of Swords energy. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Chariot. You know, it feels like you're facing things full on next week. And it's only really to get back into a balance, because things perhaps have been a little bit one-sided. Ace of Cups is your challenge. Oh, Six of Swords as a challenge. Ooh, okay. Now, the Six of Swords is the card of moving on to calmer waters. With the Ace of Cups, it just feels like you're perhaps a little bit stuck with something. And I just purely think it's because you don't know what you do want with, in terms of the heart chakra, relationships, friendships. And perhaps what this is going to do is, because it's change, is it's going to change things up, which can make you feel like you're paddling upstream rather than downstream. But change, when we have change, equals growth. And I know it's like, oh, you know, everybody says that, but it is true. When we look back at all the, you know, the things that have happened in your life that have created a lot of change, and they're feeling a little bit chaotic, we've only grown from it, haven't we? And I bet you can look back and think, I can't believe I got through that. I'm not saying it's as dramatic as that, but that's what it's making me feel. It's like, well, you know what, this is going to perhaps be a bit choppy for a little while, but it's because it's change and it's different. And as I say, it doesn't mean to say it's a relationship. It can be due to your job even. You know, if you absolutely loved your job at one point and now you've got to change it up a little bit, it might be a case of, I'm going to have to leave, with the Ace of Cups, leave relationships and friendships that you've built up in the past, which may feel a little bit like, oh my gosh. But as I always say, if they're your real friends, I'll keep in touch anyway. Now, the Knight of Swords is what's bubbling under the surface. And so I do feel like you've got all these great ideas, but for some reason, they haven't come to fruition just yet. But when they do, watch out, Sagittarius. The eagle will soar. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? It's about starting again, a new adventure for you. what's under the surface is, I just think you've outgrown somebody or something. And I keep saying this to you, Sagittarius. There is something that you feel like you're getting itchy feet about, because the Fool energy is just that. You know, you can see he's like, oh, I'm off. You know what? I don't need a suitcase. I've just got a little knapsack. I've just got my bare essentials. I've got my dog by my side. That's all I need. You know, it's that lovely kind of free energy. And I always feel like with this card, it's like wiping the slate clean and starting something afresh, bubbling under the surface for you. And then Bob's your uncle. Here comes along the Ace of Pentacles as your advice and outcome. And it's like, just feels like there's new beginnings financially for you. Why do we have the Ace of Pentacles here, please? And thank you for Sagittarius. Six of Pentacles, that's beautiful. So the Six of Pentacles, again, it's money, finances, material resources. And you can see this chap here is actually giving and then receiving back. And you know what you've got here? You've got balance, Sagittarius, which is what your energy is about. Get back into balance. There's only two cards in the tarot that have the scales on, and you've got one of them, which is all about balance. And this is about giving and receiving back. That Ace of Pentacles, it's like, well, here we go. Here's something new, because you've put all your time and effort and money into something that you're now receiving back. It could be a job offer. It could be a job, a raise in salary. But whatever it is, you are, the advice and outcome is you are receiving back, and there's balance to be had. But you have to go through this little change first in order to get to that. So Bella is back in the room. I am going to pre-warn you, she's been very moany today. Very vocal, I should say. Anyway, we're going to do a couple of tea leaves for you, Sagittarius, to see what we're going to end this message on. Please and thank you for Sagittarius. Now, if you watch me regularly, you'll know that when I get these, I give out a warning, because they can be quite brutal, but honest and simple messages, which you know I like. Okay, let's see. Sagittarius, please and thank you. Oh, taking their time. Oh, beautiful. Being kind on that one. Right, one more, please and thank you. These are the same deck. I just have to split them into two piles, because I think there's like 156 of these. Right, as I said, they can be a little bit straightforward. We have Dragon. Beware of self-delusion. And again, to me, self-delusion is sometimes about putting your head in the sand about something too, and not being aware of something. And, you know, a little bit rose-tinted glasses, perhaps. And then you've got Rose. It just, romance is in the air. So this Ace of Cups here, that's your challenge, I think is kind of giving you the, don't worry, it, you know, it might feel a lot of change there, but it's all good in the end, however you want to take that. Anyway, just to mention before I go that you may notice on the videos that it says Soulful Tarot and Soul Path Calling. That's because I've collaborated with Soul Path Calling, which is Claire, who used to be Claire Sentient Tarot, or Claire Sentient Mind. It's just to help each other out on the channels, you know, to help her boost her views and vice versa. So don't worry, it's nothing going to change. You are still subscribed, and if you're not, why not? Just kidding. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So you will start hopefully seeing Claire's material, which she does tarot, but she also does amazing meditations and very good explanations of gatekeepers and things like that. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. Have a wonderful week, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. See you next week. Take care.